Am I live? Yeah. This is the ISUPK. We're the ISUPK. There's like School Universal Practical Knowledge. All right, sorry about that. This is the ISUPK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out in West Harlem, New York, under Commander Johnny Yohana. Tonight's a Wednesday night class, law class. We're going to be focused on brotherhood, sisterhood. Again, if you didn't check out last night's class, Captain Tazayawan did an excellent class, and if you didn't check it out, check it out. Go back and rewatch it. How do I do that?
From your, you don't have the control. You don't have the control center on it.
Nah, it didn't come in right.
No, see, it's.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
So just hold up tight. We'll be right back.
No, don't play video.
Yeah.
Let me know when the video starts.
Yo, man, what's this about?
Man, quiet, man. I'm trying to set my scene.
All right.
I called this council today, man, because I've been hearing some stuff. Captain Zariat coming out with that Carl Gas, Blue Magic. Yeah. And somebody leaked the ingredients. Don't nobody know nothing? Huh? Shit! Come on. Somebody gotta know something, man. Yeah. This is Delaware, man. We run a tight camp.
12 seconds later.
I know somebody knows something. Ain't that right? Don't you know something? You don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing,
Huh? Come on, man. You supposed to be in charge, G-Money. You the man.
I don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing. Stall him out. It's a brand name, man. It smells great. And this shit can't happen again. Listen, man. Carl Gas, man. Blue Magic. It's the best smelling oil ever. Nino! Snap out of it. Snap out of it. I never liked swimming. Fresh brains having ass.
polite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, here pages line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your arm.
Hey.
Alright, go ahead,
Hey, what's good, Zariah, man? What's up? Get your ass up. Oh, man, you always be tripping. What's going on, man?
What's good, Red?
Hey, man, they was clowning you at work today, man. So? I mean, we watched the video a couple times, but we really couldn't tell if it was you.
Yo, how's your eye?
Oh, it's cool. God damn!
What's up, Mark? What's up, Mark? Yo, let me get one of them flyers, man.
Man, I ain't giving you shit. You better get the hell out of here before Cat Pop come out here.
Man, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that, man? I'm trying to come to class, man. Why you acting crazy?
Man, you need to go do that.
Man, I ain't giving him shit.
Man, what? Man, you ain't gonna give me shit. We need brothers to come to class.
Damn, man. Ite me yato me tararo tato.
Man, you fucking racist, man. Give me this goddamn flyer, man. You acting crazy, home.
Man, fuck you. Oh, shit. Tebow, nigga.
What?
Who? Tebow.
Oh, damn, I ain't been to class in a minute. Shit. Oh, shit.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bike. What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing.
I thought you already collected the time.
I did, but I want Red's 10%.
Stole him out.
What's up, Red? What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing, man.
Oh, yeah. You got something.
I ain't got. Hey, man, that's messed up, man.
Shut your ass up or I knock your ass out.
Yo, Tebow, man, that's messed up, man. Give him his money back.
What money?
Right now. What money?
Hey, man, why ain't y'all help me?
Yeah, man, I paid my tithes.
Man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all.
What about the time he took the ties from me in Zariah's backyard?
Oh, that was different.
Man, let's jump him.
Man, sit your ass down, man.
Man, I got mind control over Tebow. When he here, I pay my tithes. But when he leave, I pay my tithes.
Man, damn, man. I should have just paid my tithes, man.
Man, that nigga gonna cry in the car.
He should have paid his tithes.
Shit, real shit.
This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so hot, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hit this shit. What I speak is the
What's up,
truth.
y'all?
I don't care if it's offensive.
What's up, Red?
Life that I chose, no turning
Thanks for the
back,
bike.
no endless. They don't
You got on my ties, homie.
God damn, man.
What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive.
God
Life
damn.
that I chose, no turning back, no endless. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness.
Tebow, nigga. Tebow.
Reincarnation, so you know this endless. I'm solidified and stamped. That's why I walk with a signet.
I want to do. Salaya, what's
Good. Be like, man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all.
Man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all.
Blameless. And if you ain't the same, I'm against it. Was born with the shit. The other half, I'm just gifted. 20 on me. Wish a nigga would so I could spend it. Start from the branch, then I ain't at the soil. You got a peer on me. That'll leave your family tree spoil you. Can't catch you, then
Yeah. Welcome back. This is Delaware South. ISUPK Delaware South. I am Officer 500, Matazia Ali. I will be holding down tonight's class. Tonight is the law class. We're still focusing on brotherhood, sisterhood, going off the wave that Cap set last night in the class last night that he did for the nation. All right. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna has everyone heard or know about the Shanquella Robinson story, or what's going on with Shanquella Robinson, who she is, who this young lady is, what happened to her, so forth and so on. Are you all familiar in the chat? And also in the chat, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Danisha Jones, Tamika Shanta, Shalom, Lord Christ, sister. All right. If you could like and share the broadcast also, like and share.
And,
all right.
And subscribe to.
And subscribe also. Subscribe to that Delaware South YouTube page, the Delaware South Facebook and YouTube page. You can see that on the scroll on the bottom of the screen. It shows you just what you can type in to get to the YouTube channel, so that we can get those numbers up, so that we can go live straight from that channel. All right, that will go far to helping build up and to broadcast this message that everyone on the planet is now hearing, thanks to Kyrie Irving and Ye. But ultimately, you have to thank the ISUPK.
That's right. Damn right.
You know what I mean? Since 1969, we have been teaching so-called Black, so-called Spanish, so-called Native Indians who they are, according to this Bible, according to these records that our ancestors have left behind for us. We've been teaching our people who they are, and that's why there's a big stir now. There's questions floating around that our people want answers to now, and it's a big interest now into what exactly is this Hebrew Israelite thing. What's going on here? What is this? Like who are we? You know, that should be the main question on everyone's mind. Well, who are we if we aren't allowed to say certain things without being punished? Who exactly are we? Why are they keeping certain information from us? Why are they hiding this information from us? Why don't they want us to openly proclaim that we are the real Jews according to the Bible? Why?
Damn right.
Why? Why not? Like the truth hurts, and it hurts every ear, and it pierced through every ear that's going around perpetrating and lying and saying that they are us right now. And that's why. And that's why they try to censor you. I can't even get on Clubhouse. If anybody got any help for me to get back on Clubhouse, I would greatly appreciate it. But I can't even get on Clubhouse because all I had was when I get on Clubhouse, all I do is listen for the most part. Right? All I did was have a what they call a PTR. That's your picture. That's your profile picture. And on that profile picture, it said the news media is predominantly ran by Jewish, damn near 100% ran by the Jewish community. What's wrong with that? Can it be refuted? Can it be debunked? Is it a lie? It's not a lie. But because the truth hurts, and because it validates, it goes to validate what Ye was saying. You understand?
Right.
And it validates everything that was even in the Hebrews to Negroes documentary. There was an excerpt in there from one of their own people saying that they control the media in cinema, in the publications, the mass publications, your magazines, and so forth and so on. All your information, they are in control of it. And he said the richest plum of them all was when they got control of the school systems and their criteria and their curriculum and what they are allowed to teach in the schools. That's how they were able to make us now just idle sheep. We're no threat. We're no threat to them right now.
Not at all.
We're no threat because we have been miseducated. Now it's time to come back to our culture and our education.
You know what you bringing out is heavy. You know, we're not a threat. We're actually a help. We're you know, you said one time, you said that's their biggest what do you call that? Like that's the biggest defender is our people.
Yeah, come on.
Our people is their biggest defender. Like you said, it's no threat at all. But what I have noticed is, like you said, you know, a lot of people now is talking.
Right.
But when you talk about that Kanye West thing, right?
Yeah. That's respectful.
Yeah. You talk about right?
Right.
That's like really, really heavy because he read the definition of what's anti-Semitism, and then he read the truth on what was really going on, and it was anti-Semitism, but you can't say it.
Not allowed to say it.
Ain't that crazy?
Not allowed to say
it. A lot of people really don't know what's going on.
We don't.
They have no idea what's going on.
We don't. We are literally Hosea 4:6. We are literally Hosea 4:6. Let me pull up Hosea 4:6 real quick, because that's what we are.
God, I'm ready for you.
Give me 1 second.
And it's so heavy that like people really don't understand. Like you can't tell the truth in this case, because if you tell the truth, it'll be considered anti-Semitism. It would be a mark against you, and you could be wiped out. What do they call it? A culture ban?
Culture appropriation or something like that.
Something like that. But it's just amazing how you can't read, you can't tell the truth. You can't say the traffic light is green because it's green.
Right. It's obviously green.
It's obvious it's green.
Right.
But you can't say it.
But you're not allowed to say that.
This is the book. Let me get
it.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
They're what?
They are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
That's what we are. We are a destroyed people. We are a destroyed people. That's why every other nationality, every other ethnic group, every other race can come in and feast off of our carcasses because we're destroyed. We're running around. We have no unity. We have nothing. We're absolutely destroyed. And since 1969, we have been building up the nation properly. And now it's starting to take off. Now the Most High is adding numbers to his army, because we are his army, his camp. Y'all that don't want to be part of a camp. The Most High is coming back for his camp. So you're gonna be on the outside. You know what I mean? You was one of the ones that was saying stone him, crucify him with Christ, and stone him with Stephen. Like we have to really get in line with scriptures. We have to really get in line with God. You say you love God, then it's simply just obey. Just obey. All right, keep reading.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
We are that children that has been forgotten right now today. We are that children that has been forgotten right now today. We are that lost children. We're so lost that we're going out vacationing, celebrating our birthdays, but we're not all coming home because we're surrounding ourselves with fake friends, people that say that they are for you, but they're not really for you. They are your adversary. They are truly against you. You know what I mean? And it's part of the curses. The curse is playing out. And if you would take time and just listen to what the prophets of the Most High are saying, listen to what we are saying. You might be offended by the way it come out, but listen to what we are saying. It could save your life. It really could save your life. All right, let's get Deuteronomy 28:54 real quick before we go into our first video. Baba Kashab. Deuteronomy 28. 54. This is what we're about to see happen. We're about to get caught up on the Shanquella Robinson story. If you don't know about Shanquella Robinson, she's a young lady from Charlotte, North Carolina, that went on a trip to Cabo, Mexico with her so-called friends. And she apparently paid for everything, and they were celebrating her, ultimately, what her alleged killer's birthday. You know what I mean? It was a quote-unquote birthday trip. People were celebrating birthdays and whatnot. All right. And this is not our culture. These aren't the things that we did as a nation of people when we were a nation of people. When we were living as a nation of Israel, living by our laws, our statutes, our commandments under the Most High, we weren't celebrating birthdays. We weren't. These other people around us were doing these things, but we weren't. That's not our culture. That's not who we are. And because that's not who we are, we get judged. The judgment falls on us first. Judgment comes to the house of Israel first. He's going to judge his children first because we have the law. We have the law. These other nations don't have. We have the law. It's our responsibility to uphold this law and to be able to teach it and to be able to teach others how to serve our power, because he's our power. All right. Give me Deuteronomy 28:54.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
Right. Very tender, very, very effeminate. That's what you got nowadays. You got a bunch of so-called men. They were born with an X and Y chromosome. So they you know, so you got these people who have been so emasculated, so effeminate, but they're men, you know what I mean? But they're tender. They're real tender. They're real soft. All right. This is what the scriptures are saying. Go ahead.
And very delicate.
We're talking about a man. I don't ever want to be described as a man as being delicate. Don't describe me as being delicate. No, I'm not delicate. Go ahead.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Just evil, right?
So
go ahead.
He don't have this brother don't have no business having evil eyes towards his brother, being tender and delicate.
Right. Just everything, like we're living in that age now where everything, every word is just so offensive. We're living in this exact time right now where everything you got to be politically correct and all this nonsense, just a bunch of nonsense. You got to walk on eggshells around people because you don't want to offend nobody. No, hell with all that. You know what I mean? Here in ISUPK, we raise men. We raise warriors. We raise men that's going to be stiff and stand on the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to stand on the Most High side. We ain't gonna waver. You know what I mean? We're going to stand stiff and we're going to be on the Most High side. the Most High asked a question in Psalms chapter 94, verse 16, where he says, "Who's gonna stand with me against these evildoers, against these workers of iniquity?" All right, you got to answer that call. Keep reading.
And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right. This delicate, tender man is going to ultimately have children, and he's just going to leave them. Go ahead, 55.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in a siege and in a straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee all thy gates.
Right. Like they stress us now with all type of different pressures. You got to have a 700 credit score in order to live in this apartment, or you got to have such and such. You got to have this requirements. You got to have a passport if you want to go to Mexico, or if you want to go to Canada. You got to have proof of identification if you want to open up something. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, you got to have this. You got to have that. It's just every turn your enemies have requirements just to jam you up,
right?
Because they want to trip you up, because they want to prey on you. They want you to be a carcass that they can feed upon for all their life. They think this cycle is going to continue forever, and it's not. All right, keep reading. Let me get 56.
Verse Deuteronomy 28:56.
Because that's what we're about to see this. We're about to see this right here. Go ahead.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Right.
Her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards the son, and towards her daughter, and towards her young ones that come out from between her feet, and towards her children, which she shall bear.
She shall bear. Like she's just gonna be evil towards everybody. Go ahead.
For she shall eat them for what of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
Right. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't been caught up. Let's get the first video is going to be this one here.
Tonight has become a mystery in Mexico as a Charlotte family tries to find answers into how a 25-year-old wound up dead.
Well, conflicting reports now have them now wondering what really happened at a villa in Cabo San Lucas. Morgan Francis tonight spoke to the family and joins us now here in the studio. So Morgan, when did all this happen?
Alicia, this happened about 2 weeks ago. Shanquilla Robinson went to Mexico with her friends. She arrived early on Friday the 28th, and her family says the next morning she was dead.
It was supposed to be a fun, long weekend for 25-year-old Shanquilla Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays.
She told me they had a chef. They was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something they was eating. And I said, well, okay, I love you. Have a good night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again. And she never made it back home.
Robinson's mom, Salamandra, says within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival, she was dead. Figuring out how or why has only added to the family's nightmare. It started with a frantic call from Robinson's friends.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
the autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Say that she had been, she had a broken neck and her spina in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Salamandra says the entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home, but answers have been hard to come by.
You know, I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vow to find the truth of what happened that night in Cabo.
She had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her.
An official with the State Department told us there
got a heart of gold. Like I'm looking at, and I did look at some of the pictures and some of the images. Wasn't she like taking nude pictures and all that kind of stuff?
We're going to get to all of that, We're going to get to all of that. Go ahead, but finish your thought.
Well, that was, I mean, I'm trying to see, because everyone's making a big fuss out of this woman and everything, but okay, yes, she is a sister, and yes, we don't want anything to happen to the sisters, anything like that.
Right.
But it seems like she was living a life that was kind of fast.
Well, she was an entrepreneur. She had multiple businesses. She was successful. She was a successful sister.
Okay.
That had a couple of businesses. She braided kids. She had a clothing business and a braiding business. Both of them have exquisite in the name, exquisite braids and designs or something like that for as far as her hair business. But she was very loved and everything. And like they said, she had a heart of gold. But as you can see, things start to get messy, even in the initial news reporting, how there's conflict now with people that there shouldn't be conflict with. Like, how are you going to have Mexican authorities having in your police having conflicting reports and whatnot? Like, the truth, it's like the truth don't matter, because this sister, it's just another black girl. You know what I mean? Let's sweep this under the rug. We don't want this to have a dip in our tourism and our tourism rates for our resort and whatnot. So we're going to try to keep this as quiet as possible. The Friends had a lot to do with what went on after this sister passed away, because their influence and how they were adamant about not allowing certain things, not allowing this sister to get the proper treatment that she needed, and so forth and so on. I'm gonna show another clip real quick so we can continue on to get the big picture of everything that is going on with this case. Let's see. Let's go to the timeline real quick. So we're going to see the timeline, all right?
Well, the story of what happened to a Charlotte woman in Mexico continues right now to evolve tonight. And Queen City News does a deep dive on what the timeline of what happened and when. Well, Queen City News anchor Morgan Francis broke this story. She's live right here in the studio with us tonight. Morgan, this story has captured the attention of just so many, and as I said, still evolving.
Yeah, Alicia, it really is. As new information comes out, it puts into question other details we've learned in the wake of Shanquella Robinson's death. Tonight, we learned more about the timeline of events and the inconsistencies that need to be cleared up.
Family says Shanquella Robinson arrived to their luxurious Ocean View home, Villa Linda 32, on October 28th. The guest list notes there were 7 people on the trip. Robinson called her mom to tell her a chef was cooking them dinner that night.
I said, well, okay, I love you. Have a good night.
And she talked to her the next day. We know at some point Robinson was violently assaulted by another woman inside the villa. Picture comparison with the villa's online photo gallery confirms the fight happened in the master suite. Multiple people watched the fight, encouraging Quella to fight back.
Quella, can you at least fight back?
No. She says no before she's thrown to the ground and punched and kicked in the head and back of the neck. Investigative reporter Gerardo Zuniga with Metropolimix shared the police report with Queen City News. It says on October 29th at 2:13 p.m., the group called for a doctor, telling that doctor Robinson drank too much alcohol and they wanted to give her an IV. At 3:15 p.m., the doctor arrived and noted Robinson had a poor verbal response in a drunken state, with stable vital signs, and was dehydrated. Dr. Carolina Beatriz Onelias Gutierrez recommended they transfer Robinson to the hospital, but her friends insisted they treat her on site. At 4:20, Robinson had a seizure, and that's when her friend, named in the report as Wenter Donovan, called 911 to request an ambulance. During that time, Robinson's condition deteriorated. Dr. Gutierrez declared her deceased just before 6 p.m. The doctor was with Robinson for nearly 3 hours, a large discrepancy with her death certificate, which says she died 15 minutes after her injury. Another inconsistency, her time of death, which is noted as 3 p.m. on her death certificate and 6 p.m. in the police report. Police who were called to the villa at 5 p.m. arrived at 5:25. They tell Queen City News friends also told officers Robinson had alcohol poisoning, something they say they knew was false when her autopsy came back. On November 9th, Robinson's mother, frustrated and seeking the truth, speaks to Queen City News, telling us she doesn't believe the story her daughter died of alcohol poisoning, something her so-called friends were also telling the family. On November 10th, Robinson's body arrived back home to family along with her death certificate, which listed her cause of death a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in the top vertebrae in the neck. It indicated to family she had been beaten. On November 16th, only after news agencies pressed Mexican authorities on the suspicious death did they share a press release stating they were investigating the death of a woman at Fundadores Beach Club. 2 days later, November 18th, the FBI announced it had launched an investigation into Robinson's death, nearly 3 weeks after she died. Now, in that police report, the doctor lists her cause of death as cardiac arrest, not a severe spine injury. One thing that's remained consistent is that aside from statements made from friends, there's no mention of alcohol in Robinson's body or as a cause of death. Brian.
All right.
That might not have never even gotten this far if it wasn't for everybody or her.
If it wasn't for social media, what they call Black Twitter, this news was these 6 people, what they are calling the Cabo Six, the 6 friends, they would have probably gotten away with this because of the corruption that's going on over on that other side where they were vacationing at, because like there's levels of things that were going on, you understand, and lies that are being told. And one thing you have to know is that the Lord is not pleased with you celebrating your birthday.
Right.
All right. Let me get Job 1 real quick. Job 1, 4, and 5.
Are you ready?
Come on.
You said Job chapter 1, verse 4. And his sons went and feast in their house, every one his day.
His what?
His day.
Go ahead.
And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them.
Uh-huh.
And it was so, when the days of their feast were gone about, that Job sent and sacrificed them.
Sanctified
them, Salakia.
Uh-huh.
and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offering according to the number of them all.
Right.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually.
Right. Job did that continually. And that's what we're lacking. We're lacking those intercessors on our behalf for our sins of ignorance. But instead, we have a culture of people that egg it on, that people that encourage you. Yeah, girl, go out, celebrate your birthday. You deserve that. Oh, you deserve this. You got your family. Everyone is just giving bad advice. There's no good counsel out there that you can get, that righteous counsel that will keep you protected. Because once you fall into sin, you're out of you sacrifice your protection. All right, the Most High can't protect you if you're in sin.
I got two precepts for birthdays. The first one I got is Genesis 40 and 20. I think Genesis 40 and 20 need to be explored because it sets the stage for the precept that I'm gonna pull after that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 40 and verse 20. And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and the chief baker among the servants. So it says, so this is the first time that birthdays is mentioned, right?
Right.
And it's mentioned with Pharaoh.
Right.
So now what we would do is we would go to Isaiah 30 to get the precept for that. This is Isaiah 30 and verse 1. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Right.
That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in Egypt, in the shadow of Egypt. Salakia. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the Pharaoh, Salakia, in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. And then I'm gonna go down to verse 9. Same chapter, Isaiah 30 and 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that would not hear the law of God.
They want what?
They would not hear the law of Yahweh.
We're just rebellious, and we just won't hear the law of the Most High, man. We just won't hear it. We won't hear it. We turn our ears. We hate, like I said, we hate God. We hate the Most High. We show him every day by our actions. Keep going.
Salakia.
Was there more on that?
I can give you more.
No, that
was it.
Okay.
So it's basically saying that we trust in the things that we learned from Egypt.
Right.
And birthdays is a thing that we learned from Egypt.
Right.
This is where it was introduced to us. This is the first time it was mentioned in the scriptures. And the Most High clearly says that we should not do as the Egyptians. He puts a difference between us and them.
Right. And we also we have brought this out before, how in the Satanic Bible, right, birthdays are the number one satanic holiday or in the Bible, in that Satanic Bible. Birthdays is the most holy of the top of them all, because it directly goes against what the Most High commanded us about thou shalt have no other God before me. And if you putting yourself above the Most High on that day to think that you should be honored somehow because the world is just so much better place because you're breathing this air, then yeah, the Most High isn't pleased with that. He will judge that. All right. Let's go back and look at some of the festivities because the sister was having a good time with these assumed friends. She's assuming these people are her friends and that they have her back, right? Let's keep watching. Is it playing? One. They having a good old time. Look, look, they're having a good old time, a great time. This is the first night. They only lasted one night. Right. The next morning, the child was dead. The next day, rather.
Winter, come on now. We know you weren't working on upper body when you was working out.
And this is the girl that supposedly killed her, the Deja girl. Now, if you notice at the beginning, you see, they say that Shanquella paid for this whole trip, right? All right, the picture right there. It says Dage 26. I guess that's a birthday. They got whatchamacallit. They got writing right there, but as you can see, they are celebrating their birthdays. All right. And this is something that isn't part of our culture. This is just something that just isn't what we do as Israelites. That's why it's important now that we gather ourselves together, this nation that's not desired, so that we can learn what's proper and what's not proper, so that we can learn how to please the Most High, because we don't know how to please the Most High. He's not pleased with us. And Adonai brought it out last night in the book of Isaiah, in chapter 9, verse 18 to 21. And like those scriptures were very important about how that conflict between Ephraim and Judah, and how the Lord isn't pleased because of that conflict. And he doesn't want that conflict. And that's why his hand is against us, because we just can't get right, because we just want to fight each other all the time. We just can't get along. And that's why Christ came, so that we can get along. So we finally become one and get along as a family. But no, we have to have a very, very, very astute spirit of discernment with these Negroes today. You know what I mean? Because everyone have their own agenda. Everyone have their own modus operandi. Everyone have their own little motive. All right, let's get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 6, verse 7. Baba Kashad. You ready? I'm ready.
All right, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Right.
If thou would get a friend.
If you will what?
Get a friend.
If you're going to get a friend, go ahead.
Prove him first.
Prove them first, man. What does that mean to prove someone? What does prove mean? Let's look up these words. Because Cap told us last night, we unsure of what a word means here in the UPK. We don't just gloss over it. We look it up so that we can know what we're talking about. All right? So if you want to prove, it says, prove, demonstrate the truth or existence of something by evidence or argument. The second definition, demonstrate to be the specified thing by evidence or argument. So if this person is professing to be a friend, they have to demonstrate that.
Right.
That just can't be taken off of face value. You have to actually demonstrate that. You have to walk in that. You have to be that. All right, keep reading.
And be not hasty to credit them.
Right. Don't just after 2 weeks, oh, this is my bestie. After a month, oh, this is my bestie. After 6 months, even, that's my best friend. Like, you don't know these people. These people, like, you have to really get to know someone before you can consider them a friend. Before you can trust them to come around your loved ones. Like, don't be inconsiderate and be reckless with your loved ones' lives because you're bringing someone around that you don't know nothing about because you haven't proven that person. You haven't tried that person's spirit. You know what I mean? Scripture says in 1 John 4:1 to try the spirits. We have to try every spirit and you know where the spirits are at. They rest in people. They reside in people. So you got to try everybody. The scripture just it just flows like a river on how it just connects. Like it just, you don't have to do anything. The Most High does it all for you. All we have to do is just have ears to hear and eyes to see. Keep reading.
Verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Right. A lot of those people in that Cabo 6 was just a friend for their own occasion, just so they can get a little trick out of the situation. So we can celebrate our birthday. Go ahead.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Guess what happened when Shanquella Robinson died? Everybody came. The trip was from October 28th to the 31st. Everybody came back on October 30th. October 28th is what we just seen, when they was having, and when the mom said that she called and said they were having tacos, and we went and actually was able to see the video of the taco bar and what she was talking about, so we can correlate that time. All right, so we know that Shanquella was still alive on the 28th, but the 29th, the next day, is when everything went down. And according to the video, it looked like it happened in the morning time. All right, because we're gonna go to another video where this Nazir guy, he's talking about how he didn't get there on time. He got there the day after, right? He's saying he got there after everything happened. All right, and we're gonna see what he says very shortly, briefly. We're not gonna go too long into what he says. All right, keep reading. We're gonna go all the way down to 12.
Okay. Verse 10. Verse 9. Verse 9. And there is a friend who, being turned to enemy and strife, will discover thy reproach.
Right. And what happened in that video? She attacked that girl while she was naked. She attacked that girl while she was naked, and looked like in the morning time, looked like she just waking her up. Looked like The girl didn't look like she had all her bearings on what was happening at all. Didn't know that this was going to be her last few moments of life while her friends, so-called friends, that she sponsored to come down there to Cabo, Mexico to enjoy themselves. It wasn't her, keep in mind, it wasn't her birthday. It was the girl that was beating her up in the video's birthday, and Chinquilla paid for everything. Like it just, we just read verse, what did verse 6 say? Not verse 6, verse 8. Read verse 8 again.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Right. All of them just want it for their own. It's just, I gotta have this trip. Listen, in this story, one of the people that went on this trip, her name is Alyssa Hyatt. Her sister got murdered the same day or the day before this trip took place, and she still went on this trip. She was murdered. Her sister was murdered, and she still went on this trip. Like, there's a lot of information that's going to come out. Like there's speculation because in Mexico, they think that this person is a man. It's a transgender that killed, that brutally attacked this sister. And this sister didn't want to fight back. She said no. When these punk ass niggas in the sideline talking about Quella, ain't you gonna fight back? She said no. You understand? We just seen it. Like it's very, 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 very disturbing. And it just goes to reaffirm that we have to come back and have a natural love for one another under our own moral constitution. Our own moral constitution is the Bible. These laws, statutes, commandments that the Most High has given us, and we have to all come back to that and let that be our central focus. And we'll have perfect love for one another. We'll be a perfect nation once again. But as long as we're divided, as long as the enemy can come in and divide us the way that he does, we won't continue to see cases like Chinquilla Robinson. And there was other cases that happened around the same time. Takeoff murder happened around the same time that this sister passed away. You understand? There's things happening, and everybody was doing something or celebrating something that's not a part of their culture. And judgment is coming directly, but our people don't see it because we're not involving ourselves in what we should be involving ourselves in, which is our laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading that.
I had went back up to verse
8. You can go to 10 now.
Verse 10. Again, some friends is a companion at the table. And will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
We just showed them at the table, cheering up something, toasting it up, having a good old time. Just having a good old time. Keep reading.
But in thy prosperity.
Matter of fact, you can drop that. Give me Job 6. Job 6 and 25. 25 to 27. Oh, shut up.
You said Job 26 and 25?
Job chapter 6.
Okay. Verse 25?
Verse 25.
Okay.
25 and 27. Through 27, rather.
This is the book of Job, chapter 6 and verse 25. How forcible are right words.
Right. How forcible are right words, man? When the word is right, how much force does that word have, man? Like what could have caused, what kind of words could have caused this situation to arise? You know what I mean? To go from pleasantries, having a good time, playing little card games, doing push-ups and all these, all these other things that you do when you're taking a vacation. You're taking a normal vacation, right? These are the things you do, right?
Right.
So how does it go from that to I'm tired of this? Like she said, I'm tired of this shit, or I'm tired of your shit, whatever she said in the video. Keep reading.
But what do it your arguing reprove?
Right. What good is it going to do for you to argue? It's not going to do you any good, man. That's why we got to settle out. That's why we have Matthew 18. You go to your brother, him and him alone. You talk it out. Most of the time, it's going to get hashed out right there, and move on. It's going to be forgotten about. It's never even going to come up again. Like we have our way of doing things, but we have to come back to our culture. We have to accept our culture. Keep reading.
Verse 26. Do ye imagine to reprove words and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as the wind? Yea, ye overwhelm the fatherless, and ye dig a pit for your friend.
That's exactly what happened in Cabo, Mexico. They dug a pit for that woman. They dug a pit for her. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the pit. I gotta show you the pit because this is terrible right here. The plot thickens. Like they were plotting on this, sister. This was the back room was the pit. Let's see, right here. It's not a long video, so pull it up so you can see full screen. I want you to see this full screen. Like she's walking, and like you brought out earlier about how, that's why it's important that we know that there's laws about showing your nakedness and all this, because she was skinny dipping. They had a moment where she was skinny dipping, and then in this particular excerpt, she's saying it don't take long for you hoes to get naked. Like she's expecting everyone to skinny dip with her, I guess, or something. So, like this isn't pleasing to the Most High. This isn't pleasing to the Most High at all. All right, let's get it.
It's not friends to me because y'all, it don't take that long to get naked. It don't take that long to get naked. Where y'all at? She told me I'm gonna keep it hot. You gonna keep it hot? What? They what the old said they crew.
Now I'm sure they all can.
So as you can see, like, why are they all grouped back there in that back room? Something just don't right. Something just wasn't right. Like why is she yelling and no one's responding to this generous host? Like if my host is yelling, where y'all at? I'm gonna be like, hey, we back here, we back here, we back here. We just got a free trip, and she like this is how you treat your friends? No, this is not how you treat your friends, because they weren't her friends, they were her enemies, and she didn't know it. Right. She didn't know that she was amongst her murderers. She didn't know that she was amongst hostile individuals that just smiles in her face. But the whole time they got a sword in their hand. In the scripture, like they did what our oppressor does to us. You know what I mean? With the treaties, how he come with a smile and smooth words and everything, but war is in his heart. That's what the scripture says, man. War was in those sister heart. I can't say it was multiple because there was never a video or any evidence that more than one person assaulted the sister or murdered the sister, had a hand in offending and touching the sister. All right.
That precept, sir.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right. That's what the friends did. Their words were smoother than butter. They laughed it up. They were toasting it up to her and everything and whatnot because in the whole time, keep going.
But war was in his heart.
The whole time, war was in their heart. War was in their heart. Yeah, right, sis. She never had a fighting chance. Salaki, that right. You did. You're absolutely right. She never had a fighting chance. She just didn't because the plot was in. The plot was in, and all of them need to be held accountable. There's reports now that Dejanay Jackson has been caught. All right, that's who the arrest warrant was out for. So apparently, everyone isn't going to be held accountable. They just wanted the one that was on the viral video laying hands on the sister. So that's who they got the arrest warrant for, apparently. And apparently she has been caught. All right. And waiting on extradition. But I wanted to explore something that this other guy said. This Nazir or Wiggins guy. Because he act like he's so innocent, but just what he says just doesn't add up. Matter of fact, we don't have to really go into all that. But what he says just doesn't add up. I can give you a little bit of it. Let me give you a little bit of it.
So like it, bro, man, why you looking for it? Is that the one that got that late? Said he got that.
Right, Khan. Yeah, that's him. That the very same guy. Here we go. Let me go full screen. Now, at times, this video cuts in and out, so it's not us. It's the video, but it's very short, and it's going to clear itself up. All right.
So I'm like, it's my birthday, and I'm gonna go to this trip because I got actually going on a trip in June, but I didn't apply because I didn't know what I was doing for my birthday. Since the next birthday was the next week after mine, so
I'm gonna stop right there for a minute. How many times did he just say birthday within the first 15 seconds of the damn video? Like birthday, everything's about birthday. You understand? And this is the cult. This is not our culture. It's not our culture, man. He's rolling, he's smoking weed. This is just not our culture. And then he got a nerve to talk about where my Bible at. Watch, you want to hear him?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I left on Saturday. The trip was from Friday to Monday. October 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st going home. Then didn't make it there. So I get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess it's 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I make a phone call. to everybody over there. Like I need the address. So when this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Killer wasn't feeling good. They told me that Killer was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. They got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But I didn't know it was a fight. I got my body. And I'm just going I'm
Nigga said I got my body.
I'm sleeping with my ass. I'm taking my ass and just come here to keep it real because y'all might be in there going crazy. And all this posting my ass and stuff like that. I don't know that. It's not going to be crazy. But when I got there, it took us an hour. My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the building because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the building around 3:26. Instantly, as soon as I go in, I go to Quilla. Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But that's I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch in the game room. The fucking villa was like a big ass mansion, no upstairs, all tile on the wall, tile on the floor, straight tile, nothing else. It was just a big ass villa. I don't know if y'all can view it on the website, go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this is and what it looks like, but you're gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put her on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart, I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So, by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did, found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see chilling, I put her aside, I go up and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, and I Quilla get up, and I'm like, damn, I got stuff to do, ATVs, a whole dinner, I missed the shit, I missed everything. Anyway, fuck that. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up, I say. Everybody that know me heard me say this shit. That was my first video when I got there. Or second, because I made a video of me pulling up to the villa. But he was cutting up the guy.
Bear with it.
I tried to get the time something out, but that's not going to work. So I guess the real FBI or whatever had to put those right timelines together. But I'm going to start with SCD. That faggot is so stupid, and that's how I believe in everything. Everything that's wrong. I was not there till the next day. I didn't see a fight. I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told her that the house boy, so that's what I helped her at. That's what I helped her at. I didn't leave her side. I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing my head to the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said the nurse came. None of this stuff. So I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's happening like this. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. And for y'all to be attacking me, an innocent soul, like, I'm really innocent as fuck. I went there to enjoy my birthday. Like, to enjoy my birthday and really just got down and have fun. That had like 1 second of fun. And take 1 shot and smoke 1 blunt and didn't do anything. I went straight to Quilla. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yes, unresponsive. She was unresponsive. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Oh shit. Yeah, other than that, I know y'all probably asking that I went in there. I didn't really know the 911 until the nurse came in. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped to y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, did they know? And nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally giving her my all. Come on, we were 2,000 miles away from home. 2,000 miles away from home. Don't God deserve this thing?
But yet they left. He got all this, yet they left.
I wasn't there. I don't have those answers for you from Friday to 3 o'clock when I got to Cabo. I just don't have an answer. I posted my flight itinerary. When I got there, I can't make that up. I can't. I really don't know what to do but show y'all fucking the real tickets if I can even find them when I landed in Disneyland. So I could post a video, I could show the video, it's gonna show the time because it's in my iPad. I got there at 3-something p.m. I made my first video at 14:06. That's me outside by the pool. Now that I'm saying, pull it, get up, let's go. We got stuff to do. Let's go have fun. There was no fun ending.
They saying the sister died 15 minutes after sustaining the injury. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Went to the living room,
Yeah, that's the worst
time of my life. And now y'all want
Somebody
me, the nigga that got there a day late. The nigga y'all didn't see in the video. I have 1,030,000 tattoos. Do I sound like I was in that video? Go listen to it again. Do you hear my voice in that video? Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas are really stupid. The bitches is stupid. The old ladies, all y'all is stupid. Okay, you asking me because I have all my time. I've been
All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. All right. So, as you can see, this guy, Nazir Wiggins, he was also a part of that trip. He was also a part of the Cabo 6. He was there with Shanquella. He had every opportunity to stay with Shanquella the whole time to make sure that whatever information that he gathered when he did arrive, that he relayed that properly to the authorities. But the fix was in. Everything from the time that this incident happened to the time that they left out of Mexico, they had it was all just corruption and just negative behavior from both sides. The so-called law enforcement, the so-called doctor, whoever it is that was there, everyone that was there had an opportunity to actually stay there and to actually show themselves to be a friend of this sister. But they chose not to show themselves as a friend. They chose to instead use her money to get back, because they used her credit card to book flights to come back early to get like it's a bunch of madness that's going on. Like it's a bunch of madness that's going on surrounding this case. This case is real big in Mexico right now because of because of they don't want their tourism affected. They don't want the love of money is the root of all evil, as you can see. You know what I mean? And because these people love money, they're gonna do whatever they can to brush this under the rug. But we think Most High that this sister, you know what I mean, that her death isn't gonna go in vain. Like the Most High isn't pleased with the death of when someone dies. The Most High isn't pleased with that when we die in our sin. The Most High don't want to see us die in our sin. He would rather see us to live. He wants us to live. He urges us to live. He implored us to live, choose life. Moses and Joshua implored us to choose life. Like why choose death? Why choose to be disobedient, which comes with death? Why choose it? Why be willingly choose? Why willfully choose that when you can have life? All right. I got another scripture, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 37, verse 1. Start with verse 1. I gotta get there with you real quick, so people at home can see. All right, you got it.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31, and verse 1.
37.
Salakia. Chapter 37, and verse 1. Every friend saith, I am his friend also, but there is a friend which is only a friend in name.
Right. Everybody will make that boast and say, oh, I'm his friend. I'm this person friend. I'm this person friend. I'm that person friend. Keep reading.
It is not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy.
Man. And this sister didn't even have, like, the realization between when that friend had turned to enemy was so sudden. You wonder if she had time to process it. You really do. You really wonder if you have time to process it. Like give me a fighting chance. Like give me at least if I can get 5 minutes head start notice that you have turned to an enemy of mine. All right, that puts me on my guard. Now I know I can't just act any old kind of way. I gotta maybe lock doors behind myself while I'm sleeping, while I'm most vulnerable. Maybe I might not sleep that heavy. Maybe I may have to sleep with a knife or something like that. Maybe I have to sleep with the burner right there about me or something. You know what I mean? If I'm in the presence of my enemies, you know what I mean? Because and you know they're your enemy, you're going to move different. It's just self-preservation. Your survival instincts will kick in. And it's just certain things that you're just going to do. You know what I mean? You're not just going to roll over and die. No, you're not going to choose to do that. All right. It says, it's
verse 2.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 2. It is not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy. Verse 3. A wicked imagination whence came thou in a cover into cover the earth with deceit.
Right. They covered their whole plans with deceit. Their whole plans were well hidden. Well hidden. Every conspirator, everybody that was part of that conspiracy should be charged. Like I don't see how there was only one person that they wanted. There should have been at the very minimum 3, according to all the different videos that I've watched that I am not going to express because I don't want to say anything that hasn't been proven fact, right? That hasn't been officially as part of the case, officially disclosed. You know what I mean? Because that we don't do what you call it, conspiracy theories in the ISUPK. We speak fact in here. All right. Did you have anything?
All
right. Give me Psalms 41:9.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 41 and verse 9. Yea, my own my own familiar friend in whom I trust, which did eat of my bread, had lifted up the heel against me.
Right. The best friend of this girl, this Shanquella Robinson, took vacations with this girl's family in North Carolina, ate at their table, even ate at their table with the killer and the other girl spewing lies to the parents. Like how vicious can we get? Like that's vicious. That's vicious right there. That is absolutely no empathy, no remorse for any of the actions that you've done. You don't want to own up to it. You just instead lie straight to the parents' face because you're eating at your own familiar friend that you trusted with, that you ate with. They lifted up the heel against you. They lifted up their heel against you. Khalil Cook, I believe his name is, which was the best friend, is I think that's his name. He lifted up his heel against his so-called supposed best friend. He was able, because the mom said that was his voice, so he was there when the assault took place. So go ahead.
So like, you talking about the one that was in the Let's say he got there the next day.
Nah, that's
Okay.
different. That's not him. The best friend was actually there.
That's the one with the beard.
He's one with the beard, right? He was actually there recording his supposed friend getting beat up, or ultimately killed, which ultimately led to her death. What ultimately led to this sister's demise, right? Like this is just cruel, vicious behavior that we have to correct, that Christ came to correct. This is the reason why Christ came. Christ came so that we can stop warring against each other. You know what I mean? We got a bigger fight that we have to fight. We have to band together to overcome. And that's our oppressor. That's the one that put us in this situation, that pitted us against each other, that broadcast all kinds of negative imagery and negative messages in our music, and negative messages on the news, negative messages on their quote unquote reality shows, all forced to make the black man look bad, make the black man look weak, to make the black man look effeminate, to make the black family look bad, to make you all look bad. And it goes, and they know, they have studied our behavior. They know how to get a reaction from us. And it's time that we've learned what is required of us. Each and every one of us has something that is required of us from the Most High. And we have to know what it is. And Solomon, he laid it out for us. He told us what the whole duty of man is in the book of Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna just read it real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." This is it. This is your whole duty. This is all you're required to do, is fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Can we do that? If we can do that, we can heal this nation. We can do that. We can come together, and we won't have to fight each other no more. And we can focus our energy and our resources in everything, and our intellect, and to actually help our nation, to help our people, to be selfish once again, to be selfish a little bit. It's all right to be selfish with your attention and with your love and what you desire from your associates and your friends. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna pick your friends out of those of your nation. Your mind is gonna start to get corrected to say, all right, not everybody can be my friend. My friend has to be someone of my nation. All these other people that's not of your nation, they can never be your friend. They can be your associate. They can't be your friend. All right. I'm gonna show this short video. This is a tribute to this sister, man, that I thought this other sister did an extremely good job doing, and I wanted to play that real quick. Let me see. It's real short. It's a little rap she made up. Let's make sure. All right.
This what happens when ladies switch from sister to mother. This what happens when babies raised by TV scripts. This what happens when you program to hate yourself. This look like to fight scene in Django, but now we don't need master's belt. How much you gotta see to know we mentally ill? Trauma in our very bones. There's no excuse in this skill. We don't know our power in every sense. The power of our minds, our souls, and clearly now our fits. Picture this. You think you can hit this one or this one, and I sit back, wait a minute. Pull out my phone and record while her naked track, wait a minute. Then have a so-called man present on the scene. Talk about why don't you fight back? Put the phone down and help out your team. How can we be queens with those type of things? But anyway, and stop calling them her friends because it's giving rude enemy. It took a trip to Cabo to release Miss Indian's energy. Now the whole world is mourning, prayers to her family. Say her name, Shanquella. And to all our girls, this ain't cute, it's not a thriller. Get some therapy if you hurt, don't let it simmer. Cause attacking your own people is a sure way to pull God's trigger, Shanquella.
I'm gonna run that back one more time. She did an excellent job with that. I like that. Let's run that back one more time.
This what happens when language switch from sister to daughter. This what happens when babies raised by TV scripts. This what happens when you program the hatred.
What's going on?
So, this look like the fight scene in Django, but now we don't need Master's belt. How much you gotta see to we mentally ill? Trauma in our very bones. There's no excuse to distill. We don't know our power in every sense. The power of our minds, our souls, and clearly now our fists. Picture this. You think you can hit this one or this one, and I sit back, wait a minute. Pull out my phone and record while her naked track, wait a minute. Then have a so-called man present on the scene. Talk about why don't you fight back? Put the phone down and help out your team. How can we be queens with those type of things? But anyway, and stop calling them her friends because it's giving rude enemy. It took a trip to Cabo to release Miss Indian's energy. Now the whole world is mourning, prayers to her family. Say her name, Shanquella. And to all our girls, this ain't cute, it's not a thriller. Get some therapy if you hurt, don't let it simmer. Cause attacking your own people is a sure way to pull God's trigger, Shanquella.
Right. I thought that was a well put together little tribute to that sister, man, because and it's a positive message because we got to stop this culture of just automatically just pulling out our phones and recording when we're seeing something going on, especially when we see our people fighting. Like, we got to try to get in there to break that up. We can't have our people fighting each other anymore. We can't be encouraging black on black violence anymore, or even the what you would call black on Hispanic or Native or whatever have you. This turmoil that the 12 tribes have, we can't have it anymore. We have to come together because we're that nation that's not desired. We're that nation that has a target on our back. We're the only nation that is actively being hunted down every single day, having laws made. They have think tanks so that they can pass different laws that directly affects you, but you never know it because the wording that they use is just too high over your head. They're using different dog whistle words that they understand. They understand it to be racist. They understand it to affect the minorities. But because we are ignorant, because we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because we don't have the right education, because we don't have the right people guiding us, we have the right people informing us and counseling us. We're not following after the counsel of the Most High. You know what I mean? And that's the counsel that we need to abide by. So we need to find people who are actually obeying the Most High. And you know what? Guess what? They're here, right here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. All right. And this year at the Feast of Dedication, it will be held in Upper Darby. Commander General Yohana has invited everyone out to come to Upper Darby, Philadelphia, to celebrate the Feast of Dedication. You know what I mean? Dedicating ourselves, dedicating the temple, dedicating our temple back to the Most High, getting things put in our temple and beautifying our temple, beautifying our schools. You know what I mean? Coming together, fellowshipping, eating, enjoying each other's company, being that family that Christ came and died for us to be. You know what I mean? We have to actually be that. We have to realize that. We have to actualize that. You know, we have to get practical with our words. And what we're saying that we want, we have to actually be, you know, and that's the only way that we're going to build this nation back again. That's the only way, you know, the only way is that truth. That truth is going to override every lie that has been weighing us down for centuries. For centuries, lies have been weighing us down. Now the truth is finally breaking through. The truth is finally shining a light, and it's shaking up this world. It's shaking it up. You can see it. It's shaking up. Everything is being shaken up right now, and we are living in a remarkable time, very remarkable time, and it's a great time to be alive, to be able to serve the Most High in His army, and fight for that good fight, that good fight of faith that the scripture says. You know what I mean? And that only happens right here in the ISUPK because we fighting everybody. Look, if you ain't in here, we got a problem with you. Somewhere down the line, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna battle, right. And that's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line, because everyone needs to be in here, needs to be under one banner. The scripture doesn't tell us that there's two bodies. The scripture says there's one body. The scripture doesn't say there's two faiths. The scripture doesn't say there's two baptisms. No, the scripture says there's one body, one faith, one baptism, one Lord over all. Like one, not multiple, one. And it's a shame that your pride is keeping you from becoming one with your brothers. Right. And it's a shame that your pride is doing that, and it's going to be your downfall. You know, when you have a chance now to do what's right. You have a chance now to come home. Come on home. You know what I mean? Let's make this 53rd. What's this? 53rd Passover? 52nd, 53rd. One of them. Let's make this a glorious Passover in North Carolina. It's in North Carolina, correct? Let's make it a glorious Passover, man. April 1st. All right. Any questions in the chat about this Shanquella Robinson story? Salaki, sir, the person that was fighting her was said to be transgender. Right. Yeah, that's what's being said right now because, actually, yes. Another thing with her charge, with they're still being called a femicide is why people are still saying that this may be a transgender. You just say, because of them classifying the charge as a femicide. I never even heard of the term femicide until this case came up. I didn't know what they was talking about, and apparently it's a thing. It's a big thing in Mexico because you have a lot of people being kidnapped for sex workers and stuff like that. That goes down there in Mexico, and you have different crimes against women, specifically against women. So I'm believing that's the how that originated. But with it still being called a femicide, if she's in custody, like we'll know more in the next couple of days whether the charge is changed or not. But if they still stick with this femicide charge, then that just goes to validate everything ISUPK has been saying. That was a man beating that sister up in that video. That was a man beating her up in that video. Salaki. And since when has it been all right for a man to hit a woman? Like there's no uproar about this at all. There's no mention of it at all in none of the media cycles. There's no one saying anything about this aspect of this case. Nowhere. Nobody. Like then you have to ask yourself why. Why? Why? Because she's just another nigga. That's it. She's just another nigga. She's just another nigga. We'll offer we'll offer the family a little settlement and we'll sweep this under the rug and we'll hush this up real quick because a gift destroys the heart. A gift destroys the heart. But the beginning of that verse says, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. So I pray that the father of Shanquella Robinson is a wise man. I pray he's a wise man and doesn't accept the gift, but goes on to have that righteous indignation, that anger, to go and to continue to fight, to press towards getting change and getting justice for his daughter. You understand? And I pray that he actually changed and come into the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, so he can see exactly why and understand and get peace to know why his daughter died. You know what I mean? And that will give him more peace than anything. And knowing that she's going to be regenerated again, and back in that it's not over. You know what I mean? But because it's sad to say it, but because of Christianity, our people are believing that once their loved one die, whether they're good or whether if they're good, they're going up into heaven. If they're bad, they're somewhere burning somewhere. They're somewhere burning. Yeah, they're somewhere burning. They wanted water. They're conscious. They're burning, and they have worms that are eating some kind of whatever kind of body that's being burnt. The body is here still, right? I mean, I'm just trying to make it make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Slack. All right. That'll be all. We're going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Fasio.
All right, this is the ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and new sisters. When a new brother and new sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to learn to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if you have a particular interest in a particular person, seek counsel from the head. Tithing, which is a commandment. Ma'asharah means 10th in Hebrew. That's 10% of any increase the Lord give to you. That's Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10. Free preach fund. It's not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give, you may give. All right, we got the up and coming Holy Convocation. That's it'll be December the 17th. It'll be right here at 202 North DuPont Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware. It'll be the Feast of Dedication. We're looking forward to anybody and everybody, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, that is in Delaware to come on out and feast with us and celebrate the holiday before you was a slave, before you went into slavery. This is what we did before then, all right?
And bring something, Slack, if I may. Bring something. Order some apocryphas. Buy a Bible will go away. The Lord knows where your heart is at. Right. Bring something. Dedicate something to the school.
And that's what it's all about. Dedicating the temple back to the Lord. Getting and dedicating something to the school so you can dedicate it to the Lord. So let's get here. If you're in Delaware, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, come on out to the Feast of Dedication, all right?
Yeah, right.
Now, we're going to, anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, pants, scarf, and headband, and saying that, Amidra, we're going to give the brothers a courtesy salute. Amidra Shabbat. Amidra, Barak. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh Matah, Sar, means to turn. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters, Amidra means to stand. Amidra Shabbat. Amidra, Barak. Yahweh Shema, Al-Tham, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed.